When your cat reaches out and gently places their paw on you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it feels sweet, like they just want your attention. But behind that simple action, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your cat can do. And if you ignore it, which most owners do, you might be missing one of the clearest ways your cat tries to connect with you. Let's start with what that small, gentle reach really means. Have you ever been sitting quietly, doing nothing, and suddenly you feel a soft paw resting on your arm? Most people think it's about attention, that your cat wants food, play, or interaction. But here's what's actually happening. Your cat is initiating contact. Cats are not naturally touch-driven animals in the way humans are. In the wild, unnecessary contact can be risky. It limits movement. It slows reaction time. It makes them vulnerable. So when your cat reaches out first, they are choosing contact. Think about that for a second. They're not responding to you. They're starting something. And that changes everything. Here's what most people don't realize. That small movement is intentional. It's a decision. And by the way, if your cat ever places their paw on you and just leaves it there, no claws, no pressure, don't brush it off. We'll get to what that really means at the end, and it's something most owners wish they understood sooner. Because this behavior isn't random. It's communication. Have you ever noticed how gentle your cat's touch is when they reach for you? Most people assume it's just softness. But here's what's actually happening. A 2019 study from Oregon State University found that cats form secure attachment bonds with their humans, similar to how infants connect with caregivers. What does that mean in simple terms? Your cat doesn't just live with you, they emotionally depend on how safe you feel. Behavioral scientists have observed that cats use controlled, low-pressure touch, like a soft paw, to test reactions. They're asking, without sound, are you safe to be close to right now?
Think about that for a second. That gentle paw isn't random. It's a question, and your response answers it. And here's where it gets even more powerful. If your cat keeps their paw there, relaxed and calm, it means your presence passed that test. That's not attention. That's trust, confirmed in real time. Have you ever felt your cat touch you and then slightly press or shift their paw? Most people think it's just movement, but here's what's actually happening. Cats have scent glands not only on their face and tail, but also around their paws. When they touch you, they leave behind invisible chemical signals called pheromones. These signals say something very specific. This is safe. This belongs with me. Studies on domestic cats reveal that scent marking is how cats build their world. It's how they define what's familiar, trusted, and emotionally important. So when your cat reaches for you, they're not just making contact, they're including you in their space. Think about that for a second. That small touch carries meaning you can't even see. And here's what makes this even more meaningful. They're not marking territory, they're marking connection. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is really saying. Have you ever seen a kitten reach out with its tiny paws toward its mother? Slowly, gently, repeatedly. Most people don't connect this to adult behavior. But here's what's actually happening. In early life, kittens use touch to stay connected to safety. They knead, reach, and press against their mother to maintain closeness, warmth, and reassurance. Researchers who study feline behavior call this tactile bonding. And even as cats grow up, that wiring doesn't disappear. It adapts.
So when your cat reaches for you now, they're not just touching you. They're using one of the oldest signals they know. Think about that for a second. Out of all the ways they could interact with you, they choose the same behavior they once used for survival. And here's the emotional shift most people miss. This isn't about acting like a kitten. It's about trusting you enough to take on that role. That's ancient, instinctive, deep. Now, ask yourself this honestly. Does your cat reach out and touch everyone like that? Visitors? Strangers? Even other people in your home? Most of the time, no. Most people assume cats treat everyone the same. But here's what's actually happening. Cats are extremely selective with physical contact. Animal cognition research shows that cats choose specific individuals for tactile interaction based on consistency, emotional predictability, and trust. That means your cat isn't just reaching for a human, they're reaching for you. Think about that for a second. Touch is a vulnerable act. It closes distance, it reduces reaction time, it puts them closer than instinct usually allows. And yet, they choose you for that closeness. And here's where it becomes even more powerful. This choice isn't automatic. It's built over time. Every calm interaction, every moment you respected their space, every time you showed up in a way they could understand, it all added up. So now, when they reach for you, it's not habit, it's preference. You are their person.
Have you ever noticed how your cat looks when their paw rests on you? No tension, no quick withdrawal, just stillness. Most people see this as normal, but here's what's actually happening. In the wild, stillness during contact is risky. If something goes wrong, reaction time matters. Distance matters. So animals avoid prolonged physical connection unless they feel completely safe. But your cat? They reach out and stay. Think about that for a second. They are choosing to limit their own ability to react quickly. That's vulnerability. And here's what most owners never realize. That quiet moment when their paw stays on you is your cat trusting you with their safety. Remember earlier when I said if your cat leaves their paw on you, don't ignore it? This is what I was talking about. That isn't just contact. That's your cat saying, I feel safe enough to not pull away. That's not small. That's profound. What happens when your cat suddenly stops reaching for you? Maybe they used to do it often, and now they don't. Maybe that soft paw you felt every day just isn't there anymore. Most people assume it's nothing. But here's what's actually happening. Changes in tactile behavior often signal a shift. It could be emotional, stress, discomfort, even health-related. Studies in feline behavior show that reduced physical contact can be one of the earliest signs that something feels off to your cat. Think about that for a second. The behavior you once overlooked was actually a signal, and now its absence is another signal. This is where most owners get it wrong. They notice when their cat demands attention, but they miss when their cat quietly withdraws it.
So if your cat stops reaching for you, don't ignore it. Pause, observe, check what's changed. Because sometimes the silence says more than the touch ever did. So when your cat reaches out and places their paw on you, do you actually know what it means? It's not just about attention. It's not just a random habit. It's your cat choosing to connect, choosing to trust, choosing to be close, even when instinct says to stay distant. That's not a small gesture. That's vulnerability. And that soft paw, the one you barely notice, it was never small to them, and it shouldn't be small to you either.